So for a project that is has to do with relating to students and their cultures, what I'm taking a look at here is these are examples from 8th grade. Now they're kind of difficult to see, but I will pull down some examples for you. This is a project we're doing about urban planning. Now this urban planning project, for example, is talking about how industrialization and modern building and construction is really not considering cultural aspects or nature or anything like that. So what we're doing is we're planning a whole city, so these are all different city blocks that have individual cultures and natural elements to their architecture design. Now this one here, of course, is from England. So this is going to be a belief center, so there's no religious connotations. However, it does represent lots of different religions around the world. The whole layout of the facility will be in the shape of a British flag. However, as you can see here, the walkways that lead to different islands that are different beliefs are considered. It's a work in progress. This one here, oh, geez. This is a library that's in construction now. I just dropped the popsicle sticks. However, this student is from Canada, so he decided to do his project in the shape of a maple leaf, which represents Canada. I have also, this is a student from India who is doing mangoes to also represent her building. And I have, where's another one that is almost finished? Let's see here. That will be a windmill for the Netherlands. And the rest are kind of difficult to see because we're still in the construction process. But you can get the idea of where we're going with this project. So in all, there'll be 14 different cultures represented and 14 different types of facilities and 14 different elements of nature that we're talking about when we're doing this urban planning, which is a really cool project. I'd like to speak for a second about responsibility of learning and use of data. This is just an example of manageback.com. It's an online source. It's a platform actually for our school and using grades. You can kind of see here, this is one of my students, Wally. Wally is a good student, but not always gets the strong grades. He's thought to have undiagnosed developmental problems. So I do keep an eye on Wally quite closely. As you can see here, the striped grades are formative assessments and the solid bars are summative assessments. Now, I give quite a few of the formative assessments before a summative comes through. And through this, I'm able to look at the data and see where the students are having troubles, although this is kind of vague, so I've created a chart of my own. This is a checklist that I use. I'm able to give feedback on it and look at the individual strands. Like, for example, here by my thumb, this is my criteria A strand with the different notes on it. So when I do correct the test, or their projects, because it's design class, I look at each strand individually and I give them a grade based on the criteria. This is also a reflection sheet I give to the students. So they are able to give a look at the reflection and understand their work, ask questions, which has been really successful for Wally. Wally started out with not the best grades. He was on the low end. We redid the project, so he resubmitted it. Oh, look at that. Wally forgot to submit part A, but he did part B, and it was not too terrible. Again, I was able to talk to Wally about it, and as you can see here, he went from low end to forgetting his work, but after showing him that he was late and missing, I spoke to him, and he was then able to get a 7 and 8 on his midterm project. So he was able to take this information, reevaluate it, and actually turn it in, but also listen to the comments that I made and make improvements. So this is a great example of how I was able to use the data and explain to Wally that he was not doing the work correctly or at all. And it wasn't just a fail, but why did he fail? Because he forgot to submit one part of his project, and he did it incorrectly for a second part. Wally did come to me and ask me how he can make it better, because he didn't understand what was happening. I was able to explain this very clearly, and he made vast improvements with an almost perfect score. So I am really proud of Wally. I think he's done a great job, even though he has some challenges. And I think this is a successful method of using data and giving the students some sense of responsibility and explaining to them how to do their work properly. For professional development, I've got a few examples. My school does not offer a lot of professional development in terms of, offering any or reimbursement. However, there are a few things that we do. One is called a job-alike. Now, you'll see here a MYP Visual Arts JAL. This is a job-alike we did at another school. So we actually went to another school, and you can see from our agenda here, we had biscuits and did some bingo. The bingo, of course, was around unit planner stuff. It's not stuff, criteria assessments, key terms and vocabulary, of course. But also we talked about how we can improve our lesson plans, different ideas and concepts that we could implement, and just generally brainstorming about how we can make the art department better. In addition to professional training, which is something that I'm looking forward to in the future, this is a website, Sinead out of Shanghai. Okay, they do first aid training and CPR. This is something that I'm looking forward to, and I'm going to be starting a major project with most of my 10th grade students. So this is something I'm planning on doing this summer, because at the moment I don't have the resources or the free time, as of we are at the end of our semester, and I've got about 3 weeks left to do all projects and whatnot. So this is going to have to wait until about August, right before the start of the next school year. Not a bad thing. I think it's good to keep the information fresh. So as I do this course, I'll be on summer vacation, and it'll give me time to actually write a more detailed syllabus for my 10th grade class with the new information or the refreshed information from first aid courses. Okay, so in China, the rules and policies for teachers are largely unknown to foreign teachers. However, each school does have policies. At the moment, our school does not have any policies printed or given to the teachers, besides our general contract. I just spoke to our head of administration and gave me the student's guide. However, it does have some policies in here written down for the teachers. I'll just go over a few. So here, obligations of school members. We've got a section for students, parents, and teachers. A few of the highlights is respect, teaching diligently, teaching strategies that foster positive learning environments, encouraging students to monitor effectiveness, acknowledging differences in learning styles, taking responsibility to maintain the order and safety. Let's see, appropriate order and discipline, dignity and welfare of the student, and health, comfort, and safety for all students. Now, these are also rules that I enforce in my classroom as well. So, classroom rules, which are a few things that I am really I feel strongly about. All right, as you can see here, my classroom rules, safety's first. Just because this is design class and there are piles of cardboard and lots of supplies, we use lots of tools and sharp instruments. Here's a student working hard. Say hi, Penny.
Hi.
Okay, good. Also, my second rule, be cool. This is don't be mean or hurtful, establishing a positive environment. And of course, I have due dates, food, and cleanup. The most important one is safety, which is something that I think is the most important for students in our school.